Hey guys, we are back and I'm talking to you today about type 1 in the holidays. Here's some handy little hints and tricks that I have come up with myself. Maybe they'll help you, maybe not. I am not a doctor. Do not take this as medical advice. Please seek your own counsel, which you probably pay for. So, with that little disclaimer there, here we go. One thing I have found out is that if I am trying to bake anything for the holidays, my blood sugar goes up. Now, to counteract this, I have raised my basal insulin by about 10% during the baking process, and then for about 30 minutes afterwards. That helps me keep it down. Make sure you kind of keep your tasting levels down, because it is kind of hard to get under control if you're used to being extravagant with those kind of taste tests. So make sure you're being careful with that and keeping your blood sugar in between the lines. Number 2 that I have found out myself is if I'm outside with the girls, that my blood sugar tends to drop. So something that I found out for my blood sugar dropping while we're outside is simply for me to make sure that I have turned my basal down. So I go ahead and drop it usually about 25% when it's cold outside and we're going to be outside moving around. Only about 10% if I'm just literally standing there. So I've just found that helps me out, keep me from going low. Sometimes I will need to suck on some hard candy, and I found that that'll help keep me kind of steady if I need. Another thing that I have found out, that I get very, very dehydrated, and so does my skin in the wintertime. I have to use lots and lots of extra lotion to make sure that my skin is healing properly at all the sites or injections or finger pricks or anything like that. Super, 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 super need to moisturize, need to hydrate. We are losing our light. Here we go. Sorry about that. Number 3, hydrate your skin and yourself. Make sure you're using your chapstick. That includes making sure you have a little SPF here and there. I am getting a little dry. I need some more moisture in my life today. So make sure you're taking care of that, especially your hands, since you are washing your hands more, hopefully, these days. Another tip that I have found out is that smaller boluses or an extended bolus is my friend during the holiday meals, because my holiday meals tend to be a little bit more carby and fatty and delicious. Those kind of things tend to spike me and ride me high for a while, or sometimes they halfway spike me and then they're really kind of stubborn and don't want to come down and stuff like that, or the delayed, dreaded late spike where you think you've got it under control and then all of a sudden you're like 200 and you're like, how did this happen to me? All of those things I have found are helped some if I am extending boluses for long periods of time. So I will make sure that I pre-bolus a good 15 to 20 minutes ahead of time, and I ride that out, and usually 30 minutes after that bolus is done, I'll go ahead and start the bolus for the delayed carbs. So I'll make sure that I have the fast-acting carbs, and I'll dose for that up front, and then I'll dose later another extended bolus for my longer-acting carbs, and then some protein way after that. So I'll do the second one for about an hour and a half, just to cover all those heavy carbs and my long-acting proteins and stuff. So I found that doing the 2 extended boluses and spreading that out helped me out quite a bit. Another thing to really watch out for, I don't know, I think we're on tip number 5. Okay, 5 or 6 or something like that. Wherever we are, tip number whatever, I'll count and put it here. Here we go. Really watch out for any of your veggie trays or your relish trays, deviled eggs, things like this will be your friend, because they are low carb. They're usually a pretty decent amount of protein. They will help you ride out that glycemic roller coaster that comes with all of your yumminess and your mac and cheese or whatever else that you decide to eat. that will help you. So I start out with some of that stuff and get me in and get that started before I go on with my carbs. Another tip, watch out for your alcohol consumption. Alcohol drops me, especially if I'm going with no carb mixers. Stay tuned for another video. Erin's got hers coming up with a drink mix. It's delicious. Tastes delicious, I swear, it's yummy. So I found with that one especially, it will drop my blood sugar. So that one's okay if I want to go ahead and drink that and eat like a few candied almonds or something. They even me out, and I found that really is nice to not have to worry about the amount of carbs that come in my carrots or my baby tomatoes, stuff like that. Not having to worry about like your veggie carbs or your dip carb or whatever is really nice, because that levels you out. So those kind of things really have helped me out personally. That really helps me feel a little bit more comfortable and ride the holiday out a little bit. So maybe those tips will work for you. Also, I do like to give a manual injection sometimes. If I just have something that's just really not working, then I'll just go ahead and take that injection shot and be done with it. Move on. Sometimes something's not working, you move on. And if you watch your line, go a little low, have you a chocolate pretzel. They're delicious. So it gives you something to work towards. You really just try to do your best and give yourself some relaxation and some grace, because this is an everyday kind of thing. It's really hard and it doesn't take a break. So just tug it along and let's go and try to make the best of it. Also, if you have any tips, tricks, or handy ideas, write them in my comment section below. I would greatly appreciate it, because we all know we need help in this situation. So go ahead and leave me a comment. Bye guys, happy holidays.